St. Andrews Football Report. We got Coach Robert Curtin here. And Coach, you've got some folks on campus. You've got practices going. Tell us what happened over the week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having us again. Over the weekend, Thursday and Friday, we had our teams come back. Thursday, we had our returners, right around 50 as we had talked previously. And then we've got the bulk of our new guys that came in. So we're sitting right around 105, 108. And on the 14th, we'll have our next group in. And then we began practices on Saturday with walkthroughs, whiteboard, film, walkthroughs. Yesterday was Sunday was the same, much of the same. And then we had our first thud practice yesterday where guys were able to take what they learned in the classroom and in the film room and in the walkthroughs and put it into practice with a little bit of resistance from the opposing force, which was either the blue or the white jersey.
Okay, so I know that at this time of year, you don't have captains, but you've got some leaders coming back from last year. Talk a little about those folks for us.
Yeah, so we traditionally, we've established here that what we call the Knights of the Round Table. And those are our leaders that have been in the program several years or several seasons. We're real fortunate to bring back Austin Hunt, inside linebacker, our leading tackler, all conference player, and Marvin Farmer on the offensive side of things, who is our all conference, tackle. And those two guys are kind of setting the conditions and acting as captains, acting as leaders, and making sure that their respective blue and white jerseys are doing what they're supposed to and learning the things that are necessary for us to run a very good practices at this time.
Coach, now as you move along, will you pick captains at some point during the season, or how does that work for you?
We will pick captains in about 2 weeks. Once we see the level of commitment across the program. And I would be honest with you, we pretty have a good idea right now. And the players have a pretty good idea. So it's usually not a very big surprise. For example, Austin Hunt was a captain last year. Marvin Farmer was a captain last year. And based on the way they're performing, not only on the field, but in the locker room and on campus, if you were going to ask me for a safe bet, I'd give you those two names and one or two others.
Coach, now, if you're just getting started, what have you been most impressed by the guys that have shown up?
I would tell you there's several things, but, I'll keep it to the top two. One of the most important things is the energy level and the effort that is being displayed by the young guys. One great UConn coach once said, we don't coach effort. We don't coach energy. That's your requirement. We coach you how to play the game. And so that has been incredible. And it's been positive energy. It's been positive effort. So that to me is probably one of the most important things. And then this group that we have that came back and the group that is coming in, they have this insatiable desire to learn and to get better. It's only been 4 or 5 days into this, but they're asking really good questions. They're flying around the football team. When they make a mistake, there's no lip, there's no excuse. Coach, I got to figure this out. I'll get better. And I see them go over and they'll talk to one of the seasoned guys and they'll be like, hey, what am I doing wrong? How do I get better? So those are the two things that are really sticking out to me.
Coach, and I think it helps that you've got guys who've been through your system now for a year that can help reach out to those younger guys.
You broke up a little bit, but I understand you asked.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, I think it helps to have guys that have been in your system for a year now.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you, Mark, it's been phenomenal. The guys understand what we're doing on offense. They know what we're doing on defense and special teams. And they're taking on the role as a mentor, as a big brother, to make sure that, because we always talk about, we all need to move forward together. And we all need to personally look at ourselves and try to get better. And then when it's time for help, make sure we reach out and somebody grabs that hand to help them up. But those guys coming back has been an incredible asset to the program.
Now, take us through the next couple of weeks. What's going to be happening with the Knights leading up to that last week before we get ready for the season start?
Right. So, tomorrow we'll get, right now we've just done basic install. So we've got our first install in offense, our base defense, and we've done nothing but run special teams drills. So that's all three facets of the game for us. In 3 days time, 2 days time, I'm sorry, losing track of my days. We'll get our second installs in. I think the offense will be a little bit ahead of the defense, and we'll start to demand a little bit more, okay, of the team, of the players, because right now it's a lot of conditioning, a lot of individual skills drills, and so we'll start to put that into collective skills. So we'll see a lot of the defensive line playing with the linebackers, and then the linebackers playing with the defensive backs, and then same thing on the offense. You'll see, and we'll continually grow until we have a really good team period. And then the week of Weber, which that game is on the 26th, that Monday, we'll get into our traditional, where the end of the last 25 minutes of practice is now scout, where we've done our best to scout Weber and what we think they're going to do and how we want to combat that.
Coach, now you've got leading up to the season, anything for the fans coming up, or is any kind of special things going on that we should know about before the season starts?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of great things lined up, things that we're pulling together now. Every single home game has a theme. Our first game is sort of that welcome back theme, and we're going to have a bunch of, food and beverages. We're trying to lock in right now one of our phenomenal local high school bands to have a really big halftime show. I know we have our Knights singers are going to come and do the national anthem. And throughout the game, there's a bunch of different raffles and ways to win things. And of course, here at St. Andrews, it's really special because we have small bleachers that we're going to add another little section, we believe. But our fans, they set up these tents and they have lawn chairs, and it's really a very homey atmosphere, and it's really positive and reinforcing. And then, the Lindsey Wilson will be our tribute to military appreciation and law enforcement appreciation. And then we'll move down to where we have youth night or youth game, where we're inviting everybody in the Sand Hills regions. Put your jersey on, come on down, and you'll walk on the field. You'll lead the team out of the tunnel, so to speak. So every week. And then after that, we get into alumni and then senior night.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, Coach, I can say this. There's nowhere at a college football game in the region that I know of you can get as close to the field as you can at St. Andrews. It looks you're almost like at a Legion baseball game, where all the chairs are set up right along the sidelines, along the foul lines.
And there's some goodness to it. I mean, we get a lot of great coaching tips, and the referees get a lot of great referee tips on how to call the game better. But our fans they're really warm, they're really inviting, and they are really great proponents for the student athletes out there. But you're right, they're right on top of us.
Good and bad, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, for sure.
Well, Coach, anything else we should talk about today before we let you go? I know you got lots to do, and I appreciate you taking the time.
No, we really appreciate you. We're really excited about the way the season looks. It's a heck of a schedule for us. But I'd invite people to come out and just watch us compete, and sort of get on the bandwagon before the bandwagon's moving. You know what I mean? Sort of get behind us, because I think it's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a different type of year here at St. Andrews. There'll be some bumps in the road that we're going to have to some challenges, and these kids are ready for it. I think they're young, but we'll fight.
Coach, that's all you can really ask.
That's true.
We've got a game coming up. I think that's August the 26th. That's the game against Weber, and look forward to seeing folks there. We'll talk with you, Coach, at least one more time before the season kicks off, and talk a little bit more about St. Andrews Knights football. You've been watching the St. Andrews Knights football show with Coach Robert Curtin. I'm Mark Plemmons from 485 Sports and Radio Free Cabarrus. We appreciate everybody joining us.